Some stories are so terrifying that even the person telling them can't finish. Oh. From scratching sounds in the middle of the night to things that go bump in the night, these are the creepiest horror stories ever recorded. Welcome back. I'm your host. And tonight we're diving into the darkest depths of human experience with some seriously scary tales. Let's get into it. No. 10. A scratching in the dead of night. The year was 2008 when paranormal investigator Nick Groff experienced something that would stick with him for the rest of his life. He was staying at the historic Lizzie Borden house, where the infamous murders of Andrew and Abby Borden had taken place. As he sat alone in the house, listening to recordings, he heard a scratching sound coming from the floor above him. At first he dismissed it, assuming it was just mice or maybe just a branch outside. But then he started hearing regular scratching sounds every night, consistently coming from the same spot. It was like someone was trying to get out, couldn't shake this feeling that something evil was trapped inside the house. Even after he left the room, the scratching continued. It was until much later that he discovered there was a small hole hidden behind the closet in the room where he'd been staying. Could this be where the evil entity was trying to claw its way out? The story only gets more chilling from here. Number 9. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. This next story comes from Reddit user Nighthawk666, who recounts an unsettling experience they had while hitchhiking. They were traveling home after attending a UFO conference when their car broke down and they had to pull over. It was at this point that a white van offered them a ride, but upon entering, the stench of stale waste filled the air. Despite this, they accepted the ride until suddenly the driver made a detour to what appeared to be a remote location. Just when they thought they were being kidnapped, the driver stopped the van, and the passenger got out, revealing themselves to be a hitchhiker that had vanished without a trace a few years prior. The details of this story are truly eerie and leave us wondering what could have happened to the missing hitchhiker. This story is one of those that keeps you up at night wondering if it could happen to you. Number 8. A haunting phone call. Urban legends often blur the line between reality and fiction, leaving us questioning what might lurk in the shadows. Take, for example, the tale of Bloody Mary. This story revolves around a young woman named Mary who moves into her grandmother's home after her passing. Little does she know that her grandmother has left behind a sinister secret. Every night at precisely midnight, Mary receives a phone call from her deceased grandmother, only for the line to remain eerily silent on the other end. This haunting phone call becomes a nightly ritual, leaving Mary to confront the unsettling mystery of her grandmother's spectral calls. Number 7. Shadow people. Shadow people, mysterious and elusive figures that seem to emerge from the darkness, have captured the fascination and fear of many. One Reddit user shared their unsettling encounter with a shadow person that left them deeply disturbed. The individual was returning home late one night when they noticed a dark shadow standing at the end of their driveway. As they approached, the shadow person remained motionless, seemingly observing them intently. Upon closer inspection, the shadow appeared to have a humanoid form, yet it lacked any distinct facial features. It was as though the face had been intentionally obscured. What makes this story particularly disturbing is the sense of malevolence emanating from the shadow person. Their mere presence instilled a deep sense of dread and foreboding in the witness. The incident left them shaken and questioning the nature of the shadowy figure that lurked at the edge of their sight. No. 6. A ghostly encounter. There are certain places that are said to be haunted by restless spirits, and one Reddit user had a terrifying encounter with a ghost at their new home. Upon moving in, they discovered a hidden diary detailing the tragic history of a young girl who had passed away in the house. The diary entries revealed that the girl had been confined to the attic for 14 years before her death. Unable to escape her confinement, she had scratched messages into the floorboards to express her despair. What makes this story truly haunting is that the individual began hearing footsteps in the attic shortly after reading the diary. The footsteps were slow and deliberate, just as the ghost had described in her chilling messages. This unsettling discovery brought the tragic tale of the attic ghost to life, leaving the reader to wonder about the tormented spirit that still roams the halls of the old house. Number 5. Unsettling revelations. Have you ever had a premonition about something terrible happening, only to see it come true? That's exactly what happened to a Reddit user who received a disturbing text message from a friend. The message contained a photo of a car accident that had occurred several hours earlier, which was identical to the accident they had just predicted. The accident had taken place in the same location that the individual had mentioned to their friend earlier in the day. This uncanny coincidence left them questioning how their friend had managed to capture a photo of an accident that had occurred before they even texted the image. The story takes a darker turn as the individual recalls a previous conversation with their friend regarding a hit-and-run incident. Shockingly, their friend had sent a similar photograph of the crime scene, claiming to have witnessed it firsthand. This raises disturbing questions about their friend's perception of reality and the nature of their connection to these tragic events. The unsettling revelations suggest a chilling possibility that their friend may have been involved in or responsible for these accidents, blurring the lines between observer and perpetrator. Number 4. Unhinged neighbors. One Reddit user shared a terrifying experience involving their neighbors that left them shaken to their core. The incident began with strange occurrences within their own home, such as doors opening and closing on their own and disembodied footsteps in the attic. However, the unsettling events took a sinister turn when the neighbor's daughter was found hanging from a tree. The community was shocked and saddened by the tragic loss. Yet despite the tragedy, the neighbor's behavior remained unchanged. What added to the creepiness of the situation was the neighbor's daughter's pet pig, which had also mysteriously hanged itself on 2 separate occasions. This disturbing pattern of events led the Redditor to believe that their neighbor was somehow involved in the pig's deaths. The pigs had access to electricity, suggesting foul play by their neighbor. Disturbed by these suspicions, the Redditor decided to install security cameras, leading to a shocking discovery. The footage revealed their neighbor dragging the pigs to the shed and attacking them with a pole. Horrified by the neighbor's actions, the Redditor confronted them, only to be threatened. Fearful for their safety, the Redditor chose not to pursue the matter further. This chilling tale exposes the dark secrets lurking within a seemingly ordinary neighborhood and the lengths one must go to protect themselves from harm. No. 3. The doll in the attic. A Reddit user recounted a frightening experience they had with a doll in their attic. After purchasing a new home, they discovered a creepy porcelain doll in the attic. Intrigued but unsettled, they decided to keep the doll, placing it in their living room. However, they soon realized that the doll seemed to move on its own, occasionally changing positions. While they initially dismissed these occurrences as mere tricks of the light, things took a sinister turn. The user's partner began experiencing unsettling events, including scratches and bruises, appearing out of nowhere. Terrified, they decided to remove the doll from their home. But as they carried the doll to the car, it suddenly became incredibly heavy. Despite its seemingly fragile appearance, the doll's weight made it impossible to transport. Desperate to get rid of it, they threw the doll back into the house and fled. Since then, they have never returned to collect it. This spine-chilling tale leaves readers questioning the existence of supernatural entities and the potential dangers of bringing such objects into one's home. No. 2. The lurking presence. Reddit user Clownshoe recounts an unsettling experience during a camping trip that left them questioning the presence of something sinister in the woods. While hiking with their partner, they came across a clearing with a tent resembling a lean-to structure. As they cautiously approached, they noticed several unsettling details. The tent was covered with what appeared to be human hair. Inside the tent, they found various disturbing items, such as women's clothing, a hatchet, candles, animal bones, and dolls. Horrified by the scene, they quickly retreated and contacted the police. However, the authorities failed to uncover any leads due to the remoteness of the location and the lack of recent activity. The disturbing nature of the items in the tent suggested a possible connection to satanic rituals or other nefarious activities. To this day, the Reddit user remains haunted by the eerie atmosphere of the clearing and the unsettling questions surrounding its purpose. Number 1. The Hookman. The Hookman is a terrifying urban legend that has captivated and horrified audiences for decades. The story typically revolves around a couple parked in a secluded area, when they hear chains dragging metal moans. Suddenly, a cloaked figure wielding a meat hook emerges from the darkness. The Hookman approaches the car, threateningly banging the hook against the vehicle. Panic ensues as the driver attempts to flee, often crashing in the process. The Hookman continues his pursuit, breaking into the car and attacking the terrified occupants. Some stories end with the attacker killing one or both of the individuals, while others leave their fate ambiguous. This chilling tale serves as a cautionary reminder to stay vigilant and avoid secluded areas, especially at night, lest you become the next victim of the ruthless hookman. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more spine-chilling content.